Rad. How's it going? We good? Anyone there? Maybe, maybe not. Well, it says there's 15 EVM, and my audio my audio's over here. Probably helps if I have the mic actually near. Well, it says that's coming through. Cool. Cool. Right, let's try and do this. So, hey Ed, from YouTube. Ramen on Periscope, by the looks of it. So the challenge has been laid down to me. How do I make this little hash flag Apple event animation? I guess if we search for that, it's gonna come up. Yeah, people are. It's not specific though for this. It's been happening with various tags, but obviously with Apple being such a big thing, people are noticing it more now. So yeah, I had a little look, and my initial reaction was not to make it how this one has been made. So this one's already been made, and just so we're all clear what we're looking at, if you like the tweet, then you'll have seen the little animation, but this is the animation. So it's a outline, and it's like this little squiggle around, a scale up, a pop back. And it looks like there's a lot going on there, and it happens so quick, but I don't think there's actually a lot going on there. Now, this person's implemented it in an interesting way. It's really not the way I would have done it. So I can demystify how this one's been done. So what they're doing is they've created an SVG sprite almost, and they're updating the background position for the whole thing. Now, this is fine. It's going to help us a lot because we can drill right down and scrub the animation. But there's one issue with this way. Depending on the software you use, it's not overly maintainable. Like, if we now suddenly decided, do you know what, I want the scale to happen slightly later, or I want these colors. Do you know what? I want it to be purple to start with. This is going to require someone to jump in some software, make those changes, and then re-export the SVG and drop it in, which is fine. But then we might decide we want more frames, or like it's not easy to maintain like this. Realistically, a designer's probably sat down with this in Illustrator or something and made it like pixel perfect. This isn't, well, I don't believe this is the original SVG. I think this could be frames taken and turned into a sprite, because, and the giveaway for me is this one, which doesn't really make any sense. There's a break in the line, and I don't think, well, I could be wrong, but I don't think Apple would do that. Now, I'm still not 100% sure on how to get the gradient. That's the bit that has thrown me a little, how they're achieving that. I think it's probably a step above like just simple SVG or basic SVG. There's some kind of trickery to make this gradient right, whether it's like Lottie or something like that perhaps, which is a little bit out of my scope. But my initial reaction to this is take a path, draw this loop the loop, and then apply a linear gradient to the stroke, and then with CSS we can just animate the color change and the stroke being filled in and the scale, and then we should have something close. And I think maybe we'll set a limit. We'll say like, I don't know, give us like an hour or so to do it, bar any hiccups, hopefully. So I've skipped the boring bit and I've got a copy of it here inside Inkscape, and this is probably going to be the tricky bit, which will be taking this and actually drawing it. I mean, we can just throw something rough together as long as it's kind of the right thing, then we can mess around with it after. All I'll do here, and then it's kind of awkward this one, but you don't want them to join. So yeah, that looks fantastic. Smooth them off. And to be honest, it's not terrible. I mean, it's not great, but... And then take the stroke and probably make it like 15 pixels. Oh no, that's a bit too much. And we should probably... And then we can modify this. I mean, there's no join to worry about, so... So, if I zoom in a bit. So yeah, our path looks a little bit fat maybe. But if we take it in a bit and try and line it up. I mean, this doesn't have to be perfect, we're just doing something roughly the same. Now, I think we can clap them two together, but it shouldn't join them. So, as long as we can still take them apart, then we're good. This side's pretty close. You can see how it's kind of there. I mean, that's not bad. Are you only going to see this part very, very briefly? But I think that's quite close. Close enough for us. I'll just tweak it ever so slightly. Yeah, I mean, that is pretty much there. Maybe that. I mean, it's going to be that big, so cool. So that's our. So we. Oh, and the trick I didn't show is when you're in here, what we can do. We can jump in. We should be able to gain access to this. Yep, the debug view. Now, if we go into the inspector in DevTools and open the animations panel. If we click this, we'll record that animation, and now we can scrub it and replay it so we can see what's actually happening. See, all of a sudden it just pop. It just changes color. Which would just be a fill and stroke. We just take the gradient away. So we start with a gradient, and at this point we're essentially animating a hue from around 200 maybe to like around 360-ish. I'll have to have a look at how that plays out. Or if we can do that bit. That bit will be tricky. But yeah, then it just pops. So fills, pops. There is a little bit there where it kind of moves. See that first bit? Just there. We could cater for that. We could just add an extra bit. I don't really know if we need to. All we have to do is just add an extra one in. And then we just sort of take that across ever so slightly. Although the problem with that is it kind of offsets it. Unless we contain the whole thing in a circle. Maybe we'll do that first. Yeah, let's do that. The circle's quite large. Doing a 100 by 100. Where's the actual? Oh yeah, of course, because doing it all with background image, which is really strange. Right, so weird to do it like this. Border radius 999. Interesting. Okay. It's kind of a free-for-all really for us. I mean, to me it looks like it's sort of 3 times the size. How big's this? This is 66 wide, so about 180. It's going to be good for us. Looks pretty good to me. Now I'm going to group them up. Cool. Yo, how's it going? Good? And now you see if we have this whole thing as the package, then this is Inkscape, just at the top there. Actually, I kind of want to ungroup it. Now we can create that little extra piece, and it's not going to affect the alignment, which was kind of the issue. I didn't want to go down. So I should be able to add one here. Oh, that's a bit awkward. Ugh. Not a fan of that. See if I can tidy it up a bit. Yeah. Oh, it's my bad. I'm dragging them all. See, I kind of want that one maybe there. Oh, these are awkward. This is an awkward shape. Also, our stroke doesn't look the same, does it? This one comes kind of more round. Maybe I need to add more of a bend into it. It does more of that, doesn't it? I think that's kind of it. I mean, that will be good enough to mess around with. So the trick then becomes adding a gradient onto it. So if you take the stroke paint and you can just apply gradients straight on. But gradients are always tricky to do in here. But yeah, I kind of want a gradient from... Well, it doesn't really matter about the color actually, because I can change that. But I'm not great at working with gradients in Inkscape. I will say that. It confuses me a lot. Edit the gradient. Okay, cool. So we kind of want it to be strongest in this corner. See, the gradient almost moves. That's the other issue. I don't know how. See there how like it's almost like I need two different strokes with two different gradients. Which is a bit of a pain. See, that one looks very different. Also, the stops. How do I update the stop to not be transparent? I guess like that. This is why I think it's been done with some kind of special tooling. But we can make a... We don't have to do an exact replica. We can just make a similar kind of effect, I guess. This has been done with something. Now I imagine it's Lottie, which is an After Effects thing, which allows you to do all these kind of fancy animations. I mean, some of these you could just do with SVG. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I have no idea how to do this kind of stuff though. It's something I'd love to learn. So I think, mind you, I guess we could do... No, we can't. I'd say we could do multiple gradient, but that's not going to work. Unless... if I duplicate it, and then make the one... It still doesn't add up though. See, I could be like, right, okay, cool, take... take these nodes, but that's but that's just doing the ones underneath, so that's no use to me. Howdy. Yeah, that's my other idea, to like animate this one, and then as it comes around, maybe I don't know. It would end up just being a mess, because you'd want this segment on top, but you want that piece on top. But also it changes. Maybe it's 3 paths. Maybe that's how you do it. Take it and split it into 3. I think we could do that. It's something like, so we could add an extra node in here, and then say, is it break the path at the selected nodes. So now that hasn't worked. Oh, it has worked, but not really. I need to take part of the path. This is tricky, really tricky. I thought that would take that. You see, then I could do another one here. Break the path there. And this could be like my underlap, and this one's the top one. So yeah, this one, top, middle, bottom. That would work, potentially, if I can get the gradients to match. This is a fiddly one. How about and if I can just I create 1, 2, 3 duplicates. And then, so for example, take this one and just take that one and delete all the nodes. Then overlay it back. And for that piece, let's just, I don't know, make the gradient purple. It's gonna get it's gonna get really annoying though. It's gonna have to do yeah, gonna have to do 3 animations at once and try and link the paths up to each other somehow, I think. So yeah, and take this one and, oh, don't do that. Okay, why are you doing that? I'm not asking you to do that. So yeah, and with this one, just get rid of all of these nodes and this one and this one. So that one would just be well, I feel like we could get rid of these two as well. And then I'm gonna update that one to blue. How do I click on the color stop? Somehow that works. I don't know. The UI for gradients is just not ideal. Alright, cool. And then that just leaves me with the third piece. I have no idea if I'm going to get this right. We might just end up with the original one. So yeah, with the third piece, we break it from here. So yeah, you can get rid of all these. Yeah, I mean, you can go. I've just pressed delete. Inkscape, I mean, can get so frustrating. Wow, I just moved it and pressed delete again and it did it. Cool. So yeah, that would be the overlap. 3 pieces, and then just animate them so they sort of join at the right time, potentially. That might work. I don't know though. It seems a bit sketch. We can try it though. The good thing with this is that we have, and in fact I'm going to create new layers just in case we decide to go with the original one. I just want it to be what? Why has it done that? What is going on now? Honestly. This app is a real pain sometimes. What is it doing? I'm unable to select anything. You're not a group anymore. That's cool, we got a Twitch follower, but we're not on Twitch at the moment. That's handy. Yeah, my idea here was to essentially create a See, that says above 1 and then it puts it underneath. I don't know how that makes sense. And then, yeah, move this into that layer. So if we hide it, it's gone. And then make a new layer. Do heart path 2. Move that into heart path 2. Hide them 2. And create one more. And move that into heart path 1. Hide that, and then we've got the original heart path, which also has the big circle in it, which is annoying. Backdrop. I don't think we need that backdrop piece though. I don't think it actually adds anything, and I mean it doesn't happen when you actually tweet. I mean, let me double check. I'm just gonna like something that uses it, and I guess it kinda does. It's more like, yeah, it's more like a hover effect, and it's much smaller than that. It's more like that. I'd go as far as that. But it does look sort of bang in the middle. I'd probably go even smaller. The heart looks like it needs to come down a bit. Maybe the backdrop just goes up a slight bit like that. Just looks a bit more even. I mean, I'm clicking on there. Interesting. Yeah, I think it looks better a bit lower. It's one of them. It's kind of a design eye thing, that, which mine is still finding its way. Oh, is that a... I never noticed. I've only just seen, but I have like a label sticking off it. Cool. So yeah, my idea is here that I can actually just take that layer now, lock it, hide it, and then we just work on these ones. So I actually think 2 sits above. Although there's an issue here, isn't there? We're missing part of it. So, but now this is okay because I can just go into hard path. I'm going to hard path 1, take that, duplicate it, move it to hard path 3. and in heart path 3. Drop that down. Get rid of the old one. And I need heart path 2. So I know which parts to delete. So don't delete this. But you can delete any of these. Actually, not this one. This one, this one. Get rid of all these. Oh, we've actually messed up there. Thank you, Inkscape. That's really useful. Okay. That one. Cool. So that would actually be our third. There we go, that's all of them now. And now we can actually bring the color stops in. Well, we can mess around and try and get the gradient right. The gradient's interesting though. It's going to be tough. Fill and stroke. I want that gradient, but I kind of want it. Starts light, goes kind of darkish. Now if I can lock that one, unlock this one, let's see if I can. Ooh, that's not bad. And then for number 3, just rock it. Oh, that's kinda close. Close enough. Close enough for me. It's a bit of a hack, but it might work. We've also got the issue of the actual heart. Could I what actually happens? it scrubs it goes around and then all of a sudden it just changes. Pop. I don't think, although if I've got those three, and I should be able to duplicate this layer. Yep. Alright. Hide these. Unlock it. I should. Oh, what's that? Oh, because can I join them back? No. Oh, come on. Be kind. And we can get rid of that one. I essentially just want to join it up, but I don't know how. How do you rejoin it without it doing something like that? I'd have thought it would be... Ah! There we go. So then I could just put that over the top at a certain point and scale it and say happy days. Let's try that. It's going to annoy me though because that isn't in line with that, is it? Oh well. It's good enough. Right, let's switch all these back on. Pump this one up the top so it covers everything. Get rid of that. Probably don't need backdrop either, to be honest. We're gonna need that one. And then, oh right, this is where it's gonna get tricky. So when you use Inkscape across multiple monitors, it starts going a bit weird. So I'm just gonna save it to start with. And I need somewhere to save it, so sorry, I'm just creating a directory for it. Now, here's the moment of truth. It's worked. Kind of. So I would bring Inkscape back over, but so what happens is when you do something in Inkscape, typically you pain. Right, okay, it's messing me about. So typically what happens when you do something in Inkscape, multiple monitor, you want to open the document properties to move the you want the document property so you can resize the document. Of course. Yep, so you can resize the document to the SVG. But what happens is sometimes it's a pain, and if you have it across multiple windows, it basically won't let you get to the window. I think it's an X11 thing, but it's really annoying. So I'm just saving a couple of copies of this. Right, cool. We should be cooking on gas now. So all I've done is, I'll show you here. I've just created a new pen. And all I'm going to do is say make develop pen equals, I think I've called it Apple Heart. Yep, cool. And then I just want to open this in code. So I can do code source Apple Heart. Cool, and then here's my SVG. So literally all I'm going to do here is just have a button, and then I'm just going to include Apple Heart, and I'll just include Apple Heart SVGs just so you can see it. But yeah, there's our heart, and yep, I'm just going to style this up a little bit. Hide that side menu, get rid of that. I tend to go min height 100 VH to keep CodePen happy, and we'll just do a display flex. There we go. And we can say the button is going to be, I don't know, should we say 50 pixels by 50 pixels, 50% border radius, and we'll give it a background. We'll say on hover, give it a background of HSLA 10, 80%, yeah, and 0.5, and we'll transition the background color by 1/4 second. Cool, so when I come over, yep, as expected, give it a border 0, come across, it is changing. Just gonna put a desired size in like that. Alter these. That gives me a bit more breathing room. Then, oh, still in multi-mode. Yep, and the SVG that goes inside, it's going to be height, I don't know, 75%. and a width of 75%. And then probably just do like position absolute, top 50, left 50. Oh, actually no, can't do that. I'm gonna want to do some transition stuff, so it's gonna make it painful if I do that. I could use negative margin, but I don't really fancy doing that. Oh, that's awkward. That's also awkward. That's better. Cool. I wonder, is there a animation as you tap? Does it do something? Oh, okay, they do the classic thing that I like to do. They do like a little extension as you go active, which is cool. Oh, you know what I've missed out here? Like an idiot. The basic heart outline. Right, okay. Yeah, right. Back in Inkscape. So I have to resize the window. So the part we're missing is that. This piece. And I've tried to make that in line, but it doesn't seem to have quite done it. Oh, I'm glad we checked that actually. That's better. Yeah, so lock that. The issue with this piece here is this fill stroke is way too fat. But when I take it right down, it's going to be way too thin. So I'm going to have to basically got to try and match it up a bit. And then we can actually get rid of these. Oh, it doesn't look great. I'm kind of wondering now actually if it would have just been easier to grab grab a random path online and just modify it. Why do I think about these things after? I've got a feeling it's going to be easier to do that because there's probably a heart outline one already. I'm really making a meal of this one. What time is it? I have an actual animation to share today. I'm going to post. How far? Well, we've gone over an hour now. I've got an idea about how I'm going to do this though. But I might take it offline. How many people are on? There's not loads of us on. Two or three of us on. Normally I'm on Twitch obviously, so I can fire horns and things. Although, oh, they are working. Why can't I find a heart icon? I thought that would be, you know, easy to find. I must just be completely missing it. There it is. But I want the outline. Not just that, because I bet that is... Oh, it's a path with a fill, but there's no stroke on it, and the stroke will make it fat. Potentially. I could have a go with it. Download it anyway. I'd have thought there'd be a Google heart though. Or like a material heart, not a contributed one. Ah, here we go. There's the Google heart. Probably exactly the same. But there's the heart outline. That's the one I want, this one. See, it'll be slightly different. Then I can just add a fill to it. And beef up the stroke when I need to. Cool. I'm going to take it offline. Because it's been over an hour. And I said I'd just jump on and mess around for a bit. I'll take it offline, and I have another animation to share in about 5 minutes, and it's one that I've been working on for quite a while. I'm quite excited to share it, so yeah. I'm gonna sort that out and share it online now, and hopefully you'll check it over on Twitter. Or you might already be on Twitter if you're watching this via Periscope. So, cool. mess around with this, and yeah, I'll try and post something maybe today or tomorrow, and keep it real, people. Stay awesome, and I'll catch you on the next spontaneous